Hi guys, I'm back again and I just did a little wardrobe change for you. So we are going to be doing a review of some By Kilians that I actually have not yet reviewed. So we have the full-size bottles here. We have Angel Share, which I have reviewed in the past, but I did just pick up the full-size bottle. I think it is absolutely stunning, so beautiful. It just looks very much like a pretty elegant you know, liquor bottle. It's just really pretty. And then I got Apple Brandy. And then we have Playing with the Devil, which I've actually had this one for quite a while. And I've worn this quite a bit. So that's Playing with the Devil by Killian. Comes in this really cute box. And then I do have some others that I'm going to show you guys. I have Rolling in Love, which is a sample that I received. And then I got Vodka on the Rocks, Woman in Gold, Roses on Ice, Intoxicated. So I probably talked about Angel Share ad nauseum. It is such a beautiful fragrance. It smells absolutely incredible. It's kind of like a warm apple pie with a shot of cognac on the side. It's just really, really, really gorgeous. The dry down is super sweet. Elegant, sophisticated, refined. It's just absolutely a stunning fragrance. I've worn it quite a bit. I had it in the travel size before picking up the full-size bottle, and this perfume will be a staple in my collection forever and ever and ever. I absolutely cannot get enough of Angel Share. It is just such a beautiful fragrance, and it just has that true kind of like appley pie scent. It just smells so good, so warm, so inviting. I am obsessed with it. People have said it smells just very sophisticated. Some people have said it smells like you know, a college, what was it, college fraternity or something, like an upscale college fraternity. I think it just smells super boozy, super yummy. The dry down is absolutely stunning. It is more of like a fall winter fragrance, not so much, you know, doesn't hold up so well in the Florida summer with the humidity. I wouldn't necessarily wear this in Florida summer, but I am glad I got a bottle. When fall comes around, this will be on heavy rotation into the winter. So the next one we're gonna talk about is Apple Brandy. This one, I actually told my sister, I was like, you need to run out and buy a bottle. She went and watched a review about Apple Brandy online and was like, I don't think so because it is too masculine. I don't think I want it. And if we're being honest, I had to wear this for 2 days before I made up my decision on how I feel about it. Upon first spray, you get a little bit of like a spiciness, but it's a little bit more of like a crisp green. Definitely a little bit more like masculine, but it smells more like green apples. Like, you know, like if like those tubs of green apples or like a field of green apples, and they're just like crisp. They're a little sugary, but they're more of like that sour green apple. That's how it smells. It's a very fresh green apple scent, but then there is this mossy type scent behind it that you smell immediately, that as it dries down, it gets more and more green and more mossy. So you really smell that oak moss pulling through. The apple kind of dissipates after about 1 to 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer depending on your skin type. On me, the apple lasted about 2 hours, and then all I could smell was this green, like very green, very herbal, almost oak mossy herbal scent. But this scent is so stunningly beautiful. It's so stunningly captivating that upon first whiff, you're just like, wow, this smells incredible. Like, I was so adamant on the phone to her. I was like, you absolutely need this. This is one that is just so unique, so just stunning. The bottle, again, is really, really pretty. There's almost like a little bit of a caramel apple scent for a while as you're wearing it down, as it's drying down. It almost kind of smells a little bit of like a caramel apple. And then it starts to die down into more of the oak moss, which, don't hate the oak moss, but don't love it. You know, upon first whiff, upon first spray, I wish it smelled like that all day. We're rhyming over here, but I really wish it smelled like this all day upon first spray, because the first spray, like that initial scent, is heaven. It is so beautiful. And I'm not saying the dry down's bad, I'm just saying this isn't something that I'll end up wearing. I'm actually probably going to end up giving this to my husband because it does dry down to way more masculine scent. You could always put a vanilla in here and warm it up. I'm trying to think of a good vanilla to spray on this to warm it up. I'll play with this. I'll play with this and I'll come back and I'll let you guys know, because I feel like you could possibly make this slightly more feminine. You probably could add something to this to make it slightly more feminine. But again, this is like a good fall winter. It's cozy. I would say this one's very cozy fall winter. So the next one we're gonna spray is Playing with the Devil by Killian. I love this bottle. I think it's so pretty. I like that it's darker too, because it kind of keeps the sun out of it. It's gonna keep the fragrance fresher longer. And you can see the side of the bottle has like a cool, I don't know if you guys can really see that, but it has kind of like a cool design and decoration on it. It's not just flat. This one, upon first spray, it smells almost kind of like sweaty skin. Like a masculine kind of sweaty skin. But as it starts to dry down, it has like some sort of fruit in here. And the cool thing about these bottles is that they can be refilled. So they have gold plate on here. This is gold plated. The side is embroidered. Everything about this bottle is just very high-end, very luxury, and it's meant to be refilled. So you just would pop off the top, which has like really nice attention to detail, and you would just take this out and refill it. So you can buy the juice for this perfume. The whole idea behind that is they didn't want it to just be something to toss aside, throw away. They wanted it to be something that would last a lifetime, which I love. I think that's absolutely amazing that a brand is so conscious of that, and that they really see perfume as art, not just the juice, but the actual presentation of the perfume as well. So this one, again, like I said, it smells, there's something very crisp in there, almost like berry-like, like it's almost like a, you know, those teeny little blueberries that are almost kind of like a gin berry quality, but a little bit sweeter. And then there's like a little bit of like a spiciness or woodiness that kind of makes it smell hard to grasp. Definitely like you're walking through nature. You can definitely smell that. You can definitely smell it. It smells very mysterious. It's hard to put your finger on. It's hard to grasp what this truly smells like. And it's not masculine, it's not feminine, it's kind of like right in the middle. I know a lot of guys wear this one, but to me, I've worn this before and it just smells like mysterious. It smells luxurious and mysterious and kind of earthy, but not super earthy. It's just a total brain twister of a fragrance, in my opinion. This fragrance has amazing reviews. That's actually why I bought it. The reviews are absolutely like 10 out of 10 reviews. This one to me isn't something that I would reach for continuously. This isn't something I would wear 24/7. This is something that's a little bit more maybe like a business meeting or something where it's like maybe drinks with the girls. There's nothing like fun and flirty about it though. It's more mysterious and deep and kind of dark in a way, but still fun. It's just a really unique fragrance. This one would be kind of like your black leather leggings if you're a female. This would kind of be the black leather legging perfume. It's just not something that you can quite put your finger on. This is very unique. This is someone who wants to be unique. This is someone who wants to be remembered for their uniqueness. It's not something like I've ever smelled before. This fragrance is just completely one of a kind. The next one we're gonna smell is Vodka on the Rocks. This one was one that actually my old co-workers at Tiffany & Company used to wear this one all the time. They used to talk about it all the time. This one is like a classic man fragrance. It's fresh, it's clean. I feel like this is kind of like the Aventus of By Kilian. This one is a crowd pleaser. This one is a compliment getter. This one is a lady killer. This one is a club fragrance. It's a work fragrance. It's something that just really like people would stop and compliment. I could see this being a compliment getter all day long. It's something that's generally universally liked. That's what Vodka on the Rocks is. It's fresh, it's clean, it's sexy, it's hot. Kind of reminds me of Abercrombie number 8 slightly, or not number 8, but Abercrombie's like main fragrance. I think it's called Fierce. You get a little of that pulling through. It's a really amazing, sophisticated, elevated fragrance compared to a lot of what else is out there. This one, absolutely love this. I'm going to give this to Mark and have him wear it and see how I feel about it with him wearing it. But this one is sexy. This one definitely like makes me feel some type of way. It is a very hot fragrance. I really like this. I feel like this is, you could blind buy this and it would work for almost any guy. Next, we're gonna smell Woman in Gold. I actually gave this away to a friend. I wasn't a fan of Woman in Gold. To me, it just smells a little dated. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, but it's too much something that I would not wear on the regular. It reminds me of like a Chanel No. 5 type of scent. It's something that you definitely, it's very classy, very elegant, very sophisticated, but it's not something that I would ever get really wear out of. It's not my style. I'm gonna pull up the notes so that you guys can hear what this has in it. It's really pretty. I feel like there's a tuberose in there. It's very much like, it totally reminds me of like a Chanel type fragrance. It's very beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's part of the Narcotic collection. It comes in a white container like this, a white bottle like this. It is refillable. It is complex, it is pretty, but it's just not something that I would necessarily wear. The key note is bergamot, rose, tonka bean, but it does have tuberose in there with orange blossom and gardenia. Typically with like gardenia and tuberose and rose, you're gonna get that more beautiful bouquet of like floral bouquet of sophistication. It's really pretty. I'm gonna hang on to it. It might be something that I change my mind to later on down the road, but again, it's not something that I would grab for on the daily. Maybe if I had a very elevated place to be, like a country club event or something like that, I would maybe possibly wear this. This would kind of tie along with Sedberry by Delina, or Parfums de Marly, or, you know, Delina by Parfum de Marly. This would kind of compete for those spots. This would also be something along the lines of like the Valentinos, something like that. Chanel's would kind of compete for those fragrance spots. So this one, again, I'm thinking like opera, thinking like country club event, maybe a wedding of someone who it's very elegant, very sophisticated. This would go very good for that type of event. The next one is Rolling in Love, and this one is like juicy fruit. This one is like candy. This one smells so edible. It's literally like it punches you in the face with that like great bubble gum. It's just so addictingly sexy. It's like a this smells so good. Like this one smells so fruity, so like food-like. It's just amazing how this makes your mouth water. We're gonna look up the notes for Rolling in Love. This one is part of the Narcotic collection. It comes in a really sexy red, like a deep red, kind of a fiery red bottle. This one has amberette in there, almond milk, iris, musk. It's really amazing. It's just so good. This one's so incredible. Kind of like takes you with that first kind of fruity bubblegummy scent, and then it dries down into more of like a softer iris. It's just a really amazing fragrance with the musk. Hello with the musk really bringing into this really, come smell this. Wait, where was it? This one you can smell the almond milk start to come through, but it's not like a typical almond milk. It's like a very sweet with more of like a like a little bit more of like an actual milky scent coming through. It's just a really pretty fragrance. As it's drying down, it's getting more of a like grounded scent. Not as much of that bubblegummy top note. That kind of dissipates within like the first, you know, 10 minutes. It starts to dry down into something that's just really hard to put your finger on, but it is just so incredibly stunning. This one is like a 10 out of 10 fragrance. Rolling in Love, absolutely, highly, highly recommend. This one is absolutely stunning. We have 2 more to smell. So we have Intoxicated, which I absolutely love, and Roses on Ice. So I saved 2 of my favorites for last. There was a lot of talk online and a lot of reviews online saying Roses on Ice smells like cucumber melon from Bath & Body Works. Although I could see where that kind of idea is coming from, I'd have to strongly disagree. I think Roses on Ice smells very fresh. Of all the By Kilians, I think that Roses on Ice could be a beautiful spring summer fragrance. It's just super, super, you know, crisp. It just smells super good for summer. It's not anything that's too out there. It's very pleasing to the senses. It's very pleasing to the senses. It's just really pretty. So we'll go ahead and we'll spray this one. I think it smells very sophisticated. I don't think there's anything Bath & Body Works about this. It definitely has rose in there, but it's almost like a very clean rose. It does have a little bit of that cucumber smell in there, but it's not like Bath & Body Works cucumber melon. There's nothing melony about this. It's very much a rose with like a very fresh take on it. It's sweet though. It's very sweet, rosy, cucumber, sophisticated. This is like the perfect running errands. I honestly could see this as like the ultimate like soccer mom, like elegant soccer mom fragrance. Something where you spray on and you can just run to a soccer game or drop the kids off with like a messy bun and cute leggings. Like very much like a Lululemon. My husband's laughing so hard at me right now. But like this is like a Lululemon type fragrance. It's very fresh. It's not offending, so you could wear this to the gym. This is something that just smells really like classically beautiful. It's very elegant and refined, so there is nothing about this that I would say is cheap or childish. It's more of a sophisticated, light fragrance, in my opinion. I could see people of all ages wearing this fragrance. Roses on Ice is absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. In my opinion, this would be a very safe blind buy for anyone who likes a very crisp, clean rose, or just a very clean scent in general. Someone who likes more of that like laundry fresh scent without it smelling like Gain detergent. This is just a very crisp, clean smell. So if you like more of those clean skin scents, this one, definitely a safe blind buy. This one is so incredibly beautiful. And this was one where I actually would have considered getting a full-size bottle had it not been for the apple brandy. I would have totally settled for Roses on Ice. And I don't mean settled in like a way, it's just, it's unique, it's very unique, but it's not something that I typically gravitate towards or would go for. But, you know, maybe I should, maybe I would, you know, get a lot of use out of this, especially with spring coming up, summer coming up. This one's definitely like a compliment getter. I could see wearing this one. You'd probably have a lot of people stopping you, asking you, what are you wearing? Because it just is such a head turner. I literally cannot stop smelling the strip. It's just so, so pretty. And as I remember wearing it, I could smell it throughout the day. So it's not something that fades really quickly, which is kind of like a lot of those citrusy, lighter, cleaner fragrances. They tend to dissipate quick. This one's not like that. 10 out of 10 recommend. And it does come in this beautiful bottle, so it comes in the same style bottle with like a lighter juice. So the last one we're going to review is Intoxicated by Kilian. This one is one that most people love online. Most people talk about it online. It's a heavier scent. It's more of like a nighttime scent. It's a sexier scent. This one's really, really Really, really beautiful. I feel like if you like more of those like Angel and Alien and even like Tom Ford's like Ouds, like this is very much, has a little bit of like a coffee top note in there. Like there's something that smells kind of like coffee bean. It's rich, it's velvety almost. It kind of smells like something that I've smelled before. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's very rich.
You know why I was laughing?
Why? So I looked at the notes on this one, and there is actually Turkish coffee in there. So that's exactly what you smell in the top note. It's Turkish coffee, 1,000,000%. It's really beautiful, and it starts to dry down. And you start to smell a little bit more of that cardamom. So I was like, this smells familiar. This smells really good. There is Cardamom Mocha coffee, which you definitely smell the mocha coffee. Like it is a strong, it's a strong chocolate. Coco's smelling it. It's a strong chocolate, and then there's a little bit of vanilla in there too. It's just a very rich gourmand scent, but it's a little bit darker, more mysterious of a gourmand. This one would be really good if you mixed this with Xerjoff's. You guys know that I don't really wear Allende by itself, even though it's pretty, but if you mix this with Allende, I'd be curious to see how that would smell. The more that I smell this, yes, I get a cardamom, but I also smell like a really strong like nutmeg, almost kind of like, I don't want to say eggnog, but it is kind of like a darker chocolatey eggnog scent that I get from this. It's really good. I had my husband sniff it. He said it was interesting. It was good. It's just a really interesting fragrance. I'd have to wear this one around in order to talk more about it. But upon first smell and revisiting it once it dries down slightly on the paper, it's an interesting smell. It's very intoxicating. It's very interesting, and I think it's very unique. I really don't smell this a whole lot. I mean, I have other coffee scents. I have other smells that are very similar in terms of like the warmth and the depth. But this one, with the spices that are in there, I think it's a very interesting fragrance. So that wraps up our By Kilian review. These are the other ones that I have not yet worn for you guys, not yet reviewed for you. And I absolutely love By Kilian. I think it's such a great fragrance house. I love kind of like more the boozy scents. So it's fun. It's a really great exploration of fragrance. In my opinion, there's so many diverse fragrances, from Woman in Gold, which is very sophisticated, very classy, to, you know, Apple Brandy, which is more green, more oak moss, more like nature. And then you have like Intoxicated, which is like a very rich coffee gourmand. And then you have like Angel Share, which is also very gourmand. It's just, you have all these like different scents that you can explore. You have Roses on Ice, which is more crisp and fresh. It's just a very beautiful, fun house, and it definitely can see myself buying a full-size bottle of both Roses on Ice and Rolling in Love. Those two are absolutely beautiful. Those are two that I could see being so universally well liked as well. So I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, give me a thumbs up, and like always, I will see you in the next video.